Elevate Festival is one of Canada's most influential tech and innovation conferences, attracting thousands of attendees every year. It brings together tech leaders, startups, investors, policymakers, and media to spotlight Canadian innovation. And this year it's running from October 7th to the 9th. Let's get more on what to expect for the event. We're joined by Lisa Zarzeczny, the founder and CEO of Elevate. Lisa, thank you very much for joining us. Lisa Z is what we're going to call you, right?
That's my
Ryan
name.
is still here. He's got a few questions for you as well.
Fantastic.
But let's start off talking a little bit about what the festival is, what they can expect this year. And I love you call it a festival.
It's a festival because it's a celebration of all things Canadian tech and innovation. This year's event is kicking off tomorrow. We are set to welcome about 10,000 attendees and really just explore the intersection of tech and innovation as it relates back to our country and the world.
And is a lot of AI this year, or are you trying to find a balance? I mean, I think people are getting lost with AI. And
trying to find a balance, but as you can imagine, it really is top of mind for a lot of people in our sector. We're being very intentional about how we approach the topic, and so from practical applications, but also ethical implications to policy. So there certainly will be coverage, but don't worry. If you've had enough of AI, there's so much else you can cover.
Is there going to be talk about this AI potential bubble? I was just looking, like Google searches is hitting a record amount of people doing this. And from an investment standpoint, we were just talking a second ago, I'm seeing some parallels with 2000, not exactly, but money rushing in, high valuations. Is that a theme that you'll be kind of discussing? Or
it certainly is. We bring founders and investors are a huge part of the event, and so those conversations, and especially that matchmaking between investors and startups within the AI sector is a huge part of it. And yes, I mean, those very frank discussions of are we in an AI bubble? Are people over-investing at really high valuations? It will be a part of it. And so that conversation will be taking place on our AI stage that we actually moved to the main stage to give it a really big focal point this year.
And just as a quick follow-up, I just read a great Globe and Mail article, a lot of Canadian tech going down to Silicon Valley, going to San Francisco, and we're kind of losing that. I mean, what does Canada need to do to be the incubator to kind of keep these companies here in Canada?
Yeah, it's a really great question, because I saw an article come out that we have 5 universities in the top 50 for producing the most entrepreneurs. So our schools are top notch. And really the question that you pose is, how do we retain that talent? How do we retain startups and make it really attractive for them to want to build a business here in Canada? We have companies like Shopify, Clio, StackAdapt that have proved it's really possible that you can build a globally relevant business from Canada. And so it's exactly those discussions that we look to have at Elevate, bringing together startups, investors, and policymakers to talk about how we can continue to retain and bring back that talent, taking advantage of some opportunities that we see when south of the border making announcements around visas and confusions around that. So I think there's a lot to be done.
And what are you hearing from people? Is it regulations that need to be removed? Is it incentives, tax breaks? A little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. I don't think it's that one solution. I definitely think we need to really incentivize people to want to build companies here and really create policies that make it easier for them to do so, like you see in a lot of areas in the States that have done the same.
And are the schools going to be there? I mean, you talked about 5 in the top 50.
They're a ton of our big partners. And so getting students and schools involved is a big part of it. From Waterloo to University of Toronto will be represented fully.
And is Toronto, I mean, there was a show moved to Vancouver. You're still here. Is Toronto still the center when it comes to this?
Quite honestly, we are representative of all Canadian tech. Toronto is where we happen to be, but really for us, it is about representing from coast to coast to coast and welcoming from the West Coast to the East Coast. This, for us, is a discussion about Canada right now and about what we need to do as a country to be competitive on the global stage. So it's not, for us, it's not just about Toronto. It just happens to be where we're located.
Yeah, I think back to policy. I think that personally, the reversal of that capital gains, if you recall, our previous prime minister, I think it was above 250,000, that jumped dramatically. I'm happy to see that that's removed, because that's a big thing, right? You go to university, you work your butt off, you take all this risk. And at the end of the day, you have to have that financial incentive to do it. And when the taxation is so high, I mean, we've got marginal tax rates at 54%. I think we need more kind of government, these kind of bank of development to support these companies. So I think back to your point, it's not one or two, it's like a myriad of things to kind of foster this environment to stay here.
And those conversations are happening, and the private sector is being brought into those conversations. And so that's very promising. The AI task force that was announced a few days ago, although 30 days is a short amount of time, but those conversations are happening. And now I think what our sector wants to see is action being taken.
I just want to ask, I was interested in this. Justin Skaney, is that how you pronounce it?
From Kids Help Phone.
From Kids Help Phone.
Of course.
He's up there, and you consider them groundbreaking and innovators, which is interesting. The idea Kids Help Phone is.
I'm so glad you picked that up, because Kids Help Phone, and you have to be there opening night to hear Kids Help Phone's innovation story. The way that they are so intentionally and thoughtfully leveraging technology to deliver best in practice care for youth mental health. You wouldn't expect to see them there, but they are a disruptor and someone you should pay attention to.
Yeah, you don't think of charities and the nonprofit industry being a leader, but can they be that?
They are not only can
I guess they almost have to be, because they don't have the money, right?
Well, and they are, and an organization like Kids Help Phone is leading the way for charities, not just in Canada, but across the world. The stakes, to your point, couldn't be higher. They've really kind of leveraged the support of institutions like Vector Institute and other tech companies to really help them along that journey.
I'm just seeing some of the leaders here that might be here. OpenAI, will we be getting leaders from that company?
OpenAI is here, yes. They're bringing Chris Lehane, their Chief Global Affairs Officer, for a conversation on main stage with TechCrunch that's taking place tomorrow. So yes, they'll be there along with Canadian AI leaders from Cohere to Layer 6. So we're making sure we want to balance that representation.
And within, I know AA is the big thing, and one of the things you mentioned was about ethics as well, discussing ethics.
Of course.
How do you bring that in to this equation?
No, that's one of the most important pieces.
Do we have time?
It's one of the most important pieces, really, is how you design with ethics and being thoughtfulness up front, but also how that doesn't slow you down, right? It's a really fine line. And so we are not only bringing that into main stage conversations, but we're actually doing some hands-on master classes and workshops, bringing in the experts and thought leaders around the same table to pose that question and come up with solutions.
All right, almost out of time. Last word to you.
Just for anyone who is in Toronto or interested, for us, it's also about inviting anyone who's curious around technology and innovation. We're thrilled this year we're introducing Startup Open House, which is really like an open doors for tech companies. Over 100 startups will be opening their doors for behind-the-scenes tours and just a great opportunity to come check out what's happening in the space.
Okay, Lisa, thank you very much for joining us.
So much,
and it
Robert.
runs the 7th to the 9th?
Tomorrow to Thursday.
Tomorrow to Thursday.
Yeah,
well, let's say it that way. It's much easier to remember. All right, thank you. That was Lisa Zarzeczny, and she is the founder and CEO of the Elevate Festival. Right?